The two of you find yourselves on the docks in London. Oh, I guess I should put some music on. How about I do that before just because it would be.
It's nice when things are
I'll
nice.
fix it in post. As we begin tonight, the two of you find yourselves, Addie and Claire, on the docks in London, in line with a number of other people as they are boarding the steerage class aboard the boat. There are people everywhere, long lineups. People are bringing tons and tons of luggage with them. There's kind of a lot of pushing and shoving and sort of trying to get on. There's this magnificent giant boat that's just sitting there next to you. As you approach the gangplank that will lead you up to the boat itself. The two of you don't have much with you. You have a little bag that one of you carries with what little few belongings you have. Addie, your face where you have the burn scars hurts and sort of makes you twitch a little bit, and you're feeling kind of uncomfortable about it, and you pull your hood perhaps a little closer to avoid the gaze of children and other people around you. And Claire, you're still a little disconcerted as you were just up until 2 days ago, still in the hospital, in the asylum, staring out your little window. And now you are on this dock and next to the ship, and you kind of everything's a bit of a blur, and you're not too sure exactly how you got here or what's happening. But you dreamt so often, Claire, of traveling to distant lands and seeing the world. The world does seem so very distant now. The only bit of it you've seen in the past few years is that little spot of garden outside your window at the hospital. Now you look up at this massive ship looming ahead, and you kind of wonder where it might take you.
We have tickets?
Yep, we've got tickets.
Where are we going?
New York.
The Americas.
Yep.
That's where we were supposed to go all along.
Yeah, I suppose so. It just took me a while to find it all.
You really knew you would be able to swing me out.
It was a lucky guess.
And you've been well?
Well enough.
Did you live life, at least?
I lived a life I suppose was suited for me.
You were not content with that.
No, I suppose I'm not. I suppose I never will have been content. Not without finishing it.
Do you reckon there's a good bookend for us at the end of this?
No, I don't. I suppose, I don't think that at all. I think whatever we're about to face here is going to be something terrible and mind-altering in ways that we can never come back from. But I do believe it will be a bookend, nonetheless.
What of your kin? Did you leave nothing behind?
No, there wasn't much to leave behind. Not with Eddie gone.
I see. Here's to a long and bloody bookend.
disgusting at that, I would imagine.
They're less than we deserve.
That's for certain. Good to know that you still remember how to get your hands dirty.
It's a miracle I remember anything at all.
And you'll come back to you. That place that you were in was stifling you. That mind of yours. It'll work.
The woman I was long ago is long gone now.
That might be so, but there's still something else to discover inside.
Nothing worth discovering, I assure you.
Oh, that's where you're wrong. You and I both know that. There's always something worth discovering.
Discoveries get to people hurt. There's no use for it now.
Always use for it. Always.
She kind of concedes to that, not necessarily agreeing, but she kind of hopes that whatever awaits them in Carcosa, in New York, will prove either one of them wrong. And at this point, she doesn't really mind who gets proven wrong at this point.
Addie's kind of tugging you along as the line moves ahead, and
Tickets ready? Have your tickets ready. Come on now. Orderly line, orderly line. No need to shove. Everyone will have a place.
Right, of course. And she sort of is digging into her coat pocket for the tickets to procure them out for the man ahead. Well, the journey's here before us. No use turning back now.
Nowhere to turn back to.
That's for bloody sure.
And so the two of you amble on, showing your tickets to the man and making your way on board the ship heading for New York. But all of this is somewhere in the future, a few years from now. As we travel back to the present moment, where you find yourselves, along with Eddie, your former, present, future husband, Addie, cutting through back alleys in the East End, ducking under clothesline, avoiding piles of dog poop, dodging around children, people waving hello or calling out to the two of yous as you go through. I think Claire realizes just how embedded these two are in this neighborhood. Everyone seems to know them, and everyone seems to say hello to them. You eventually find yourself back out onto Clarkson Street, the main thoroughfare, and as you approach what appears to be a gin mill, it's in fact called the Clarkson Street Gin Mill, in a very brilliant bit of marketing from the owner. You, Claire, I've stopped at this point trying to avoid the piss puddles on the ground. There are just too many of them, and you're just sort of hiking up your skirts and sort of powering on through. And as you approach the gin mill, a man comes out of the alley next to it, just like wild-eyed, just kind of barreling down on you, Claire. And just as he's about to barrel on you, Eddie reaches out and kind of pulls you out of the way, and the man just kind of falls on his knees and just throws up his entire lunch on the ground. Right,
she yelps. Like, this is, like, she's not going to play it cool. She's absolutely just mortified at this display completely. It's embarrassing.
Eddie doesn't seem to notice.
I think Addie sort of stifles a chuckle, and I think for like flavor purposes, and Bleak, I don't think you'll disagree. I feel like Addie and Eddie are so intertwined with each other that they sort of have the same cadence in their walk. They walk the exact same pace, and maybe Claire every so often will see them almost holding hands, but they kind of never quite commit to it, and which is sort of a nice metaphor for their entire marriage. But when she sees Eddie sort of yank you away from this man, there's a little bit of pride on her face at Eddie, and you get this glimpse that, wow, this woman really does love him, and it sort of shines in her for a minute, and you remember that Addie is that. She's a woman who feels deeply for another person. And sort of pulls you in on her other side and like tucks you in close to her and says, "Don't worry about that now. It's just some ruffians. Some people just can't hold their gin."
Yes, it's quite clear to me, Addie.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. No, love. Come on. Let's come on.
Good heavens.
Eddie's at the door, looks back to the two yous. All right, now you're going to let me talk to him. Let me deal with him. He's not what I would call a gentleman. Best if you let me handle him. I'll smooth things over, and then you can ask him your questions. Is that fine, then?
Yeah, it's all right. And she's already plucking a cigarette out of her cigarette case and lighting it. She offers one to Claire habitually.
She doesn't take it.
All right, go on.
Eddie looks at Claire and goes, "And unless you're looking for a bit of sport tonight, I would avoid looking people too long in the eyes. They might think that you're setting up an open invitation, and that's more trouble than we need to handle right now."
An open invitation for what?
You don't want to know, love. I promise you that. Just you and I face each other now. Come on.
Right.
All right. He goes in. When you go in, if you thought the bar you went into earlier was a dreadful sight, this place is even worse. It's literally a big open room. There's a plank that's held by two barrels, and there's like a big barrel behind, and it's just this big giant barrel of gin. And that's literally all they serve. They have these little sort of glasses, and it's just this cheap ass rot gut gin that everyone's kind of buying for pennies. And there's people passed out on the floor. There's piss and vomit everywhere. The smells of this place are just this, again, that word that we loved last week so much, this miasma that kind of sticks to your skin almost as you navigate through this place. You realize that most people are not in fact staring at you, whatever. They're too drunk or in their stupors. There's a band playing in one corner horribly. There are, ladies of the night kind of wandering around, and by ladies of the night, I mean women who are basically, half naked or wearing just like a slip with one breast hanging out, and everyone just looks kind of downtrodden and dirty, but they're having a great time, and it's this ginormous party, and Eddie and Addie just kind of seamlessly sort of weave through that. And eventually, Eddie will kind of squeeze your hand, Eddie, and you'll know that he's like saying, okay, like, hold up a second, like, kind of stay back a bit. And you'll see him approach at the corner of the bar this man who is about 6'7", and he's just this beer-bellied, giant-shouldered man. He's got this face that looks like it's been beaten up by a horse. Basically, his nose is broken several times. He's got scars. His jaw is misaligned. His eyes have that kind of like dead stare of people who've just seen and done too much. Like, he's just this hulking kind of brutish man, and he's sitting there, and you can see he's got 5 or 6 empty glasses sort of lying on their sides or at his feet, and he's just slamming him back. Like, the bartender can barely bring them fast enough, and he's just sort of doing. But he's got this sort of suit on that looks fairly new, and it looks like it was bought with a bit of money, but it's already kind of dirty, and the tie is kind of askew. But it's clear that like this is like a new thing he's got. And Eddie approaches him, and you kind of saddle up to the bar and listen to the conversation. And Eddie just kind of slips up to him, and you can see that as he does on the bar a kind of symbol or something very quickly. Claire, you don't know what that means, but you Bones know that he's basically like, kind of it's like the gang sign, like we're all part of the gang, this gang business, like, kind of thing. And he starts talking to Porter, and he's telling him that this is friendly business, that his wife is looking into looking for some details on something. She has some questions she wants to ask him, and Porter is just kind of like half staring at him, kind of swaying in place a little bit like this. And he really looks like Claire, like you expect him to fall over.
She whispers to Addie, "Are we sure it is wise to question someone who doesn't even know where he is right now?"
Oh, he knows where he is. Don't you mind that? He certainly knows.
He's intoxicated beyond belief. I don't understand how we can get any sort of reliable information out of him. Certainly we should wait, or...
No, I'm not waiting. Regardless of the state of him, I've already asked my favor with Eddie. I'm not asking for another one with him. You don't really understand how these things work, Claire.
I think I quite understand the concept of inebriation, Addie.
No, asking a favor of Eddie Brown. While my personal relationship with him has earned us good favor, asking for Eddie to give us an ear with Porter is a one-time deal. This is it.
This is a waste of our time, Addie.
It's not. Because it's our only shot right now.
Grand.
You can see when Porter starts looking towards you, he's missing half an ear. At some point he raises his hand, you can see his 2 fingers here are missing, and he's got kind of like a little leather strap here that covers that. And you, Addie, know that there's this rumor that he once bit off his 2 fingers so that he could escape handcuffs at some point when he was being held on some murder charge or other. There's tons of rumors about this guy. As he kind of sways there and he looks, "Your wife? Well, which one of them 2 cows is your wife then?" And he says, "First of all, you should be a little bit more polite, lest I take your head and I put it through this bar. And the second one, that's my wife, Addie, there. And again, I will ask you to please remain polite. This is a civil bit of business." "That one's your wife? It's not bad. Reminds me of a woman I once had back when I was Manchester. She smelled terrible, but man, she could go. The other one looks fresh and clean, though. That's your bartering chip, then, Eddie? Is it that cute little one there?" And he's like, "There's no bargaining chip here. You're just gonna ask to answer these other ladies' questions, and I'm not gonna have to hurt you." Fine. I finish my drink first. "Yes, if you do it quickly." "Don't worry, I'm an expert." And he takes the shot, but instead of drinking it, he flings it in Eddie's face, and Eddie kind of falls back as the gin hits his face and his eyes, and in a moment you see the glint of metal, and you can see that Porter has been hiding on the side of his leg, this big ass fucking knife, and he swings and cuts across, and Eddie just kind of manages to dodge out of the way, and as he does, he kind of bowls into the 2 of you, and all 3 of you sort of go right hitting the ground, and you see Porter just turn around and sort of book out the back door. People around you are kind of jostling and whatnot, and Eddie's wiping his face with his shirt sleeve. He's like, stay here, I'll go after him," and he takes off. What do you do?
I'm running after Eddie.
We're running after him.
Boot scoot and boogie, baby.
You run outside. You just kind of catch the back of Eddie as he runs after this guy. For a huge guy, this guy can run. And you can see Eddie's kind of pumping and trying to wipe his eyes at the same time from that gin. Porter is just like a bull. He's like pushing kids and people aside and just kind of barreling through. And at some point he kind of gets around the corner and he reaches up and there's like a bunch of empty gin barrels and he pulls them and they just go tumbling in, and Eddie sort of falls all over that. I'm going to ask the 2 of you to give me checks to see if you can avoid flailing over to the ground. You're going to give me physique and agility rolls, please.
I'm going to use one of my flat circles.
Okay.
I'm just going to straight roll it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1 success.
I also got 1 success.
Excellent. So you managed to kind of stop in time before you kind of hit the barrels as they're rolling, and there's like 4 or 5 barrels that are kind of rolling through the alley. And you see up ahead, Porter is climbing. He's found like the side of the building. He's just kind of muscled up, and he's gotten on a landing, and he's climbing up to the roof. And he's like, "I told you to wait. I've got this." And kind of picks himself up and keeps going. And what do you two do?
Can I? How close am I to Porter as he's trying to climb up?
Still pretty far. Like he
Okay.
booked it down the alley. You can pursue him, but and I mean, if you want to do something at long range, you can. But...
He's climbing up. Is there a ladder opposite of him that I could like cut him off with?
Sure, absolutely. There's definitely something you could use to kind of climb up if you want.
Yep.
So that's what you're gonna do, right? And Claire?
She's just gonna follow Addie. She kind of has a plan in mind, but she needs to get closer for something like this, so she's gonna try and at least close the gap between them.
You run up, the two of you, one of the other kind of stairs set of stairs nearby, and Eddie kind of follows Porter and starts climbing up. And after about 4 floors, you end up on the roof, and it's the building next to his, and there's just a very small gap. The buildings are really, really close together. It's not going to be kind of an issue. But you can see Porter is kind of hanging there, and when Eddie kind of starts climbing up, Porter grabs him and sort of hauls him onto the rooftop and elbows him and drops him down and keeps running, and Eddie also gets up, and you are close enough to do something if you want.
I'm gonna let Claire, if she's got something to do. I was just gonna stab him if needed, but I'll wait on that.
So just to get it straight, they had like a bit of like a scrap before Porter breaks free. I assume in that time, like we could have closed the gap enough that Claire could reasonably pull out her pistol and point it at him. She's not shooting.
Yeah.
But enough that he could see her and hear her, and she'd be like, "Stop now, before I put a bullet between your eyes."
Excellent. Let's do initiative.
I don't want to shoot him. I wanted to intimidate him.
So
I'll stab him. I don't care.
I'll stab him.
in this game, initiative is done with cards.
Ah.
I don't think either of you have any powers that affect initiative, but remind me.
I have an elegant disguise. Does that help?
Only if you are trying to gain the initiative in a social setting. So I will draw the cards. I have the Vasing cards here. I will draw them
I'm scared.
For everyone.
I'm so frightened.
Porter has one advantage, is that he gets to draw 2 and choose the one he wants.
Can you choose the
Okay.
worst one?
That
If
makes
he's
feels
drunk?
like it makes it
Probably
feel. That makes it feel made up. I feel like he just made that
He's
up.
got
actually.
9 and 3, so he's probably going to keep the 3.
Draw one from
I'm going
Bones or
to
Sarah.
reshuffle these. All right, Sarah's at 7. Bones is at 5. And
Come on,
Eddie
Eddie.
is at 8.
Fuck!
So, all right. So here's the scene. Eddie has come up. Porter has grabbed him and kind of hauled him up and elbowed him. And Eddie has kind of dropped the gun. He's kind of trying to get up. Porter wasn't really looking. The two of you came running up. You put your gun to his head and told him to stop moving. And he doesn't even bat an eye. He doesn't even hesitate for a second. He just reaches out and backhands you. So you're going to get a choice here, Sarah.
Okay.
Your choice is you can attempt to dodge, but that takes up your action later. Or you can keep your action and just take the blow.
I'll take the hit.
Yeah.
Easily. You just hear her yelp at the backhand, totally unexpected, because obviously Claire came from a social circle where you don't just hit women.
It's a bit rude.
It's a bit rude, yeah.
Bit rude in it.
Unexpected.
So he's got the devil's luck. He doesn't even look at you. He just almost negligently kind of backhands. You take 3 physical conditions as your head snaps back You go flying back, literally like 4 or 5 feet, like you just
3?
Draw
Okay,
down the
I
round,
take exhausted, battered, and wounded. 'Cause
yeah. You
we're just
are
going straight for it.
yeah. If you get broken, you're gonna be in trouble. So, so you just kind of backhands and you kind of go flying back like that, and then he is going to use his mobility action to just turn and start to run. But he runs and he kind of gets to the edge of the building and he's kind of looking around and you can see that he's kind of backed himself into a corner a little bit. And you go at 5.
Okay, here's my question for you.
Yeah.
Would it put me at any sort of disadvantage if I were to call a non-lethal attack?
No, not really.
Okay.
You can just decide to, I mean, depends what you do. If you are attacking him with a gun, I would say it's not going to happen. But
No, I'm using my knife. But what I would like to do is slip the knife in somewhere extremely painful and debilitating, but not necessarily going to kill him immediately because I want him bleeding, but also answering questions.
Okay, so if you want to do something like that, which I thought you just wanted to, because here's the thing, in this game, damage is non-lethal, basically.
Yeah.
Just by its nature, you have to, once someone's broken, you have to hit them again to actually kill them. So if you want to do something that specific, where you're trying to hit some place that's going to debilitate them, that I'm going to say is going to be at a disadvantage. However, if you want to just do an attack, knowing that it's still only going to do a condition, you can do that. If you get 2 successes, you can spend one of those extra successes, 2 or more. You can spend one of those extra successes to do a specific effect, and that could be your debilitating blow at that point.
Okay. So, I can do that. What is that? Physique and close combat, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 6 die plus, because my +1 with my dagger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm taking a screenshot of that. I got the devil's luck.
You've got the devil's luck. Excellent. You, in that moment where he kind of stops and hesitates, you come up behind him, and with years of practice, you slip that blade in really at the right place, and you hear him kind of take a deep breath like that, and you can feel when he takes that breath that your blade has gone in his lung. You know, if you pull it out, he's gonna basically die. So you kind of like hold it in there, and you tell him that. You tell him, if I pull this out, if you pull away from me, you die for sure.
Can I have a second here?
Yeah,
with
absolutely,
them then?
for sure, 100%.
Okay. I think what Claire would see, as I would imagine she's like kind of coming back to.
Yeah, she's probably like holding like a bleeding nose, just.
And you see all that prettiness and softness that Addie looks at Eddie with is gone, and you just see a monster. You see cold stone rage overtake her when she sees Claire get hit by Porter, and methodically and meticulously she just almost like glides up to him. A hand goes onto his shoulder, and then on the opposite side she just almost tenderly slips the knife into him, and she leans in really closely. That was a big mistake you just made there, Porter. That was a really big mistake. I just had some questions for you. I didn't even think that you were really involved in anything terrible, but now that you've gotten yourself involved in something quite terrible, we have now found ourselves at an impasse. Do you know what an impasse is, Porter?
He doesn't even dare speak. He kind of has just fallen to his knees, and you've kind of followed him with the dagger, and he's just sort of on his knees on the edge of that building rooftop there, and he's not moving. He's not even talking. Like, he knows that like any wrong movement at this point would end.
Okay, you're gonna do me a favor, Porter. Can you do that for me? Can you?
And she, with her hand on, moves from his shoulder to the back of his head and grips his hair, and she nods his head for him.
Yes.
And then shakes it.
No. Can you do that for me there, Porter?
He shakes his head with some difficulty, Whilst you're doing that, Eddie has gotten up and he comes up and he helps you get up, Claire, and he takes a look at you. He's like, well, that's going to leave a mark, but you'll be all right. And you can feel your jaw is like super stiff and your nose is busted and there's blood kind of coming down everywhere. And he'll pull a handkerchief. He's like, it's almost clean. Hands it to you.
She takes it, and for the first time, you just hear her go, "Fuck's sake!" And she's just like, she doesn't even, she knows, like, she's not gonna be able to clean herself probably. She just takes a handkerchief, she presses it against her nose, grabs, I imagine her gun went flying. She, like, has to grab her gun, and she just storms on over, like, she's so pissed off.
Looks like you've got me at a bit of a disadvantage here.
Oh, that's right. That's right, haven't I? That's so clever of me, isn't it? Are you going to be a good boy now, Porter, and answer my questions?
I answer your questions. They leave the blade in there long enough for me to get some help.
I can do that. Yep.
Do you want better? You son of a bitch. And she just, like, cocks the gun back and points at him. You answer the questions and I won't pull the trigger.
You'd be doing me a bloody favor, and you could do yourself a favor by putting that gun to your head and pulling the trigger there, too. You don't know the power that they have. They're everywhere. They're everywhere, in every shadow, every bit of lightless dark.
Addie gives the knife a little jostle.
Ah!
Who's everywhere? Who's everywhere, Porter?
Their hearts are so dark that when they walk the streets, the devil tips his hat to them. They are cleaning up the mess, and you are making yourself part of it now.
Oh my goodness, so you can speak in metaphors now. Out with it. Names, places.
I don't even know what you want. Ask your bloody stupid questions, you whores.
All right, here we go. You're ready for this now. Okay, yes or no? Are you the cabbie for Lady Rosencrantz?
I'm not anymore.
But you were. Did you pick her up that night for the...
What night would that be?
Oh, just a couple of nights ago.
Yeah.
Did you bring her to see Mr. Abernathy?
I don't know who she went to see.
Where
I
did
took
you
her to
take
Coventry Manor, along with her
Coventry.
maid, Cicely Dawson.
She glances back up to Claire. Curious. How curious?
Right. Who did she go see at the Coventry Mansion?
The bloody King of England. Who do you think she went to go see?
Answer the fucking question.
Lord fucking Abernathy. He's the one who owns the place, isn't he?
And did you take them anywhere else?
Nah. Lady Rosencrantz went in, then Cicely stayed in the coach for a while. Went inside around 10 o'clock. Went to a nearby gin mill for a few drinks and was back by 12:30. And just as Miss Cicely had asked, I went inside the house then and I helped her move the sleeping bodies of Abernathy and Rosencrantz to the carriage. Is that what you wanted to know?
And where did you take them next?
I took the lot of them to St. Peter's Church in Eton Square. Cicely paid me £50 and told me to leave and bring back the carriage to Duke Street.
And did you see anyone else there?
I did. There was another man there, wearing a cloak and a hood, who came out and carried the sleepers inside.
And what was his build?
Almost as mannish as you.
She wiggles the knife again.
Ah! It's hard to tell.
Porter.
Tell you what, though. I smelled of Syrian Lakatia pipe tobacco. I recognize that campfire-like smokiness everywhere. It's what me old man used to smoke, you know. Very rare. Not a lot of people smoke it. That has to be carried by camel or some shit.
Had you taken them there before?
No. I was hired just for this job.
Had you ever driven for her before?
No.
How did you meet her?
Someone came to hire me for her.
Who?
I ain't telling you shit.
Yes,
till I
you
see
are.
a doctor. You bring me a doctor. If I tell you this, I'm going to be a dead man anyway. So you bring me a doctor so that I can enjoy at least the last few days I'm going to have before they come and get me.
She shoots a warning shot at his feet.
You shoot a warning shot. He flinches.
Is this how you want to die then, Porter?
I always figured it'd be something like this. Although if you wanted to do me a favor and let me do it between your wet thighs, that wouldn't go amiss.
Oh, no. You're not quite man enough for that one, Porter. That's all right. You did real good for us here, Porter. Thank you very much for all these answers. Now I'm going to do you one better.
And she just slips the knife out.
You slip the knife out, and as you do, you hear a cawing sound. And you look up and you see in the sky this strange spiral of crows as it gets closer and closer, 30, 40, 50 of them. They are coming right for the lot of you. Right, dive bombing right where you are. Porter says, "They know! God preserve our souls!" What do you do as these birds, this mass, this cloud, this murder of crows is coming right at you?
I think Oh, go ahead.
I get behind Eddie.
Addie's gonna use the rest of her adrenaline, I would imagine, that's running right now to push Porter off of the ledge of the building, and she is going to kind of hit the deck.
You push Porter. As he falls forward, he kind of folds in on himself, and you see he's got his gun, and he shoots at you. And as he does, the birds come swooping in and kind of swallow him, and the bullet just grazes you, barely misses you, just grazes you. And he goes tumbling over with the birds sort of swirling around the lot of you, and you see him go off, and then you don't see anything. Eddie has grabbed you, Claire, and kind of hauled you down, and then he reaches up and grabs you, Addie, also, and he kind of covers both of you as these birds just sort of swirl around you, clawing. They don't hurt you, but you feel their wings and their bodies kind of slime you, and you're in this sort of little kind of like Moulinex of them for a while, and then almost as quickly as they came, they start to disappear. And you watch as they fly off into the sky, cawing in that weird, again, spiraling motion, and then disappear off.
Lord Almighty.
Fucking hell.
She's kind of reaching up and touching the blood on her face.
You realize Eddie hasn't said anything.
Eddie.
You move as he's holding the two of you, and he falls, and he rolls over on his back, and you can see he's been hit by them.
You motherfucker.
Gods! What have you fucking gotten yourself into this time, Eddie?
Shut up right now. She unceremoniously kind of shoves Claire, not hard, but gently away, and rolls.
It's a punching bag this session.
Gently, I said, gently. Rolls Eddie over onto his back and starts sort of opening up his shirt to look at the wound.
Give me a precision and medicine check.
Oh, fuck. I would love to do that for you. It's not
Only
good.
you had medicine.
I have precision, though, and that's what helps the most. I got 2 successes out of my.
Excellent. So he took the bullet, but it's pretty far up here. Like it's got to get removed and he's got to get patched up. But he's not gonna die from it. He's just kind of moaning and bitching. Oh, what the fuck happened to Porter?
I took the knife out.
We should search his body. He might have something on him. Oh, you.
No, my first priority there, love, is to get you down from here and in to see
I'm
the
fine. I'm
chemist.
fine. Don't you be fretting over me, woman.
Mr. Brown, you're leaking.
So are you.
Oh, I think at that, like, Addie whips around and sees that Claire's pretty battered.
It's really bad somehow from one fucking
This
crackhead.
motherfucker.
She's a small woman, I guess, so, you know.
Addie sort of takes your face very gingerly in her hands, and she sort of looks you over and says, right, you need to go see yourself a doctor, darling.
It's fine. You tend to your doesn't know what relationship label is applicable. I will tend to the body.
She sort of is like looking you over and sort of giving you that strong, almost motherly, like, are you sure you're okay?
Right. She doesn't allow Addie to fuss over her. She knows that probably the man that got shot is the higher priority here, and she will try to gingerly find her way down off of this roof in the most elegant manner one could possibly do in this exact situation, and go find the body.
Which not very elegantly, but there's no real issues, no real trouble, even though you're pretty banged up. You're feeling like you got run over by, a team of oxen, basically, at this point. You're just like sort of bruised and tired, sort of all over. And
A well-known feeling, yeah.
On the bright side, she fits in now.
Yeah, on the bright side. You come down into the street, and as you do, you notice that on the ground where Porter fell, there is only a fairly impressive splatter of blood. You can see where his hands slap the ground and whatnot. There's no one around in the alley, but when you look closely, you can see that a spiral has been drawn in the blood in the center.
So his body's gone.
The body is gone, and you see strange tracks leading away from the body.
Oh, she's following it. I'm sorry, she's following it.
You see these tracks, they remind you the most of like hooves. And you follow them, and they don't go very far. 5, 10 feet, and then they disappear right in the middle of the alley. And you, for a moment, there is complete silence around you. And you can see all the windows, all the shutters are closed. There's no clothes hanging on any of the lines. You can just hear the wind sort of whistling and the distant cawing of crows.
That's not very natural, but nothing about this has been natural at all. So we're going to play the benefit of the doubt and assume this is normal. She's going to look for, is there like a sewer grate or something, like any sort of plausible exit?
No, there are a number of houses and buildings around. Like they could have gone through any number of doors. They could have gone down any number of alleys. But the hoof steps just end in the middle somewhere of the alley. And
She's dumb idea, but she's gonna go like wrap her knuckles on one of the windows or something just to get somebody to open up. Ask someone nearby if they saw anything.
you knock on one of the windows in the street that you're in the little back alley that you're in. And at first, you don't hear anything. And then you knock again, and suddenly this woman's face comes in view, and she's got horrible skin. She's got boils. She's missing teeth. She's got jaundiced eyes. Her hair is kind of patchy. She's wearing these really kind of dirty clothes with this little kerchief around her neck. You can see that her skin is soot covered everywhere. And she kind of just comes up and slams her this gnarly old soot-covered hand in the window. Goes, "Get out of here! We don't want your kind around here. We don't need any of this. Get out! Get out!" And she keeps slamming the thing, and you can hear from other houses the same thing. People screaming, "Leave! Get out! Leave!"
She is completely like overwhelmed. It's kind of horrific. Not just, being amongst the drudgery of the lower parts of the city for this very classist woman, but also just nothing is making sense. So she will just back away completely. She will kind of back away to where the blood was initially found, like 5 or 6 feet away, and she'll almost be screaming at no one in particular. "Whatever you are, you do not scare me. You won't get away with this. We know you are here." Hoping something will happen, but I think it's more of her trying to convince herself.
Oh, you hear sound behind you.
Flips her head around.
You turn around and you are kind of stopped in your tracks as you see this strange figure of a man wearing this long, greasy trench coat, these ripped up, greasy pants tied at the waist by a cord. This man is very hairy. You can see like dark, matted fur sort of everywhere. And what's most horrific is when you look at him, he's got the face of like a goat and these strange horns that kind of curl around. And as you turn, he smiles these rotten teeth and he goes, "Ah!" And everything goes dark.
Okay.
Up on the roof.
Right. I'm sure it's fine.
Up on the roof. You've packed the wound as best as you can, and it's gonna be like, "We shouldn't leave her alone too much. She might encounter a pauper and have a heart attack."
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Come on, you lug. And she sort of is like pulling his arm over her shoulder to sort of let him bear his weight onto her.
Thanks, Addie. What have you gotten yourself into, girl? What in God's good graces was that?
It was just a murder, a strange murder, and the rich folk, they're into their strange activities, but this one feels a bit sick. And she sort of digs her hand into her pocket and shows him one of the photographs that she had taken. Things
Yeah,
like
you remember
this.
you had showed him the one with,
yeah.
What was her name? The last victim of
the
Jack the
maid.
Ripper.
Mary, was it?
Yeah, you'd shown him. No, you showed him the one of the other images. The one, not the one of Marion, but the other woman, which turned out to be Mary Jane Kelly, who was the
That's right.
5th and final victim of Jack the Ripper.
Strange things, Eddie. Strange things that are wrong and don't quite make sense.
Strange barely covers it. I think you have to let this go, Eddie. I don't think you should be mixed up in this.
I can't let it go, Eddie. You know I can't.
Of course you can. You just fucking let it go.
And then what?
And then you come back here and you stay with me, and we don't fucking get involved in this kind of shit.
And then I get back involved with the 40 elephants.
You don't have to do that.
Oh, if I stay in this town, I do. If I stay in the East End, if I stay in London, if I stay anywhere near the city.
Where do you want to go, Eddie? Where the fuck do you want to go? You want to go up to fucking Manchester? You want to go back to Dublin? Where the fuck do you want to go? Tell me. Tell me, I'll fucking take you.
Anywhere else but here. Somewhere quiet. Somewhere away from thieving. Somewhere away, all the way from the crime.
That
and
place
the hate
doesn't exist.
And the spoil. It does exist.
In your mind. That's a utopia. Moore wrote a book about it, but it doesn't exist, Addie. It's a fantasy of yours. There's no place like that. This place that we have here, this is the world.
There's got to be something better than this, Eddie.
I wish there was. I wish I could give it to you, Addie.
Then I'll give it for myself. Come on.
Look at your friends before she ends up married with 6 babies on the way.
And she doesn't say anything, but I think she feels a little bit hurt by that comment. Because that's the lot that she's been given, if it isn't for crime or for this career that she's sort of clinging on to.
You go down. When you get into the alley, you immediately see Claire passed out, lying on her back in the middle of the alley. Oh shit, we're too late.
Oh, fucking hell. And she sort of kneels down next to her and sort of gives her a little shake. Claire now.
You come to, Claire. You're lying on that blood splatter where Porter fell. You're looking up at Addie.
She awakens in a jolt, immediately taking out her pistol and pointing it at the first person she sees, just screaming like, "Back! Get back!"
I think Addie's had enough guns pointed in her face that she's not entirely startled by this, and she just very gently wraps a hand over yours and lowers the pistol.
It's all right, darling. It's just me.
Where is it?
Where's what?
It was a thing, a goat's head. There was it was tall and hairy, and it had horns. And a great wide mouth with teeth rotting and...
You've bumped your head real good there, girl.
Do not assume me mad, Addie.
I don't assume anything. I think you've hit your head and you're seeing stars. I've had my head rattled around myself.
You of all people should not doubt me now, please.
Addie
She looks around. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
No, go ahead.
She wanted to see like if the windows are still barred, if like the people that were
the windows are kind of back to normal. You can see that there's clothes on the clotheslines. There's people's faces in the windows, kind of looking out and at kind of what's going on. No one's getting involved because it looks a little crazy, but you can see a number of faces at the windows.
Oh, she feels like a mad woman. She feels insane right now.
You'll feel even more insane when you realize, when you look at the ground, that there is the blood splatter, but there are no spirals or hoof print.
Well, I imagine all of it's on me now.
No, you didn't fall there. You didn't fall there. You fell nearby, but
okay,
they're definitely not where you saw them.
The spirals. They were there in the hoof prints.
I think with the conviction that Claire says these things with gives Addie a moment to pause.
Right? So you saw the man with the gold face.
It was, I don't know what it was. It was some man, devilish thing. It came for me, and I don't remember what happened after. And the blood, and she starts pointing at the splatter. There were spirals and hooves like a horse
or a deer,
but 2-legged.
She looks over her shoulder at Eddie and says,
"What's that, darling? The devil?"
Wouldn't be the first time the devil comes a gallivanting around these parts. And Claire, as you kind of reliving the whole thing, you kind of realize that when that woman was looking at you and screaming and hitting the window, she was kind of not looking at you. She was looking kind of like through you or past you, almost as if she was screaming at something else and not at you, like she couldn't even see you.
She's gonna go knock on the same window.
You knock on the window and it takes a while, but at some point the door opens and there's this young man there. I don't think there's anything we can do for you, but if you need some medical assistance, I can probably run off and get a doctor.
There's a woman here. Where is she?
There's my grandmother, but she's, well, he sort of moves and points behind you. You see this crumpled little old lady in a rocking chair with her legs kind of wrapped.
She will storm up to the woman. I think if we're going to be in the throes of insanity, we're going to do it. And
You
she just
storm
kind of
up to
kneels
her.
down.
She kind of looks like the lady. She could be the lady that you saw at the window. She stares up, and when she looks at you, you see her eyes are completely milky white. Is that Lucy? Has Lucy come to visit again? Oh, dear Lucy, it's been such a while since I've seen you. And she's reaching up, trying to touch your face.
What did you see? What did you see?
Grandma, this is not Lucy. This is some madwoman from the streets. Listen, lady, if you need a doctor, we'll get you one, but I don't think you... I think it's time for you to leave. And he kind of grabs your arm and he starts...
No.
Addie grabs her from this man and sort of like tucks her in close to her.
Is right. That's all right, Claire. It's all right. It's just not the time right now. But come on, let's not disturb them anymore.
As you head out the door, you hear the old lady say, "The devil sees you."
The what? She's trying to break away from Addie now at this specifically.
The son is also like, "Come on, get out of the house, please." And Eddie's like coming up behind you.
What devil?
Eddie.
What
Eddie,
devil?
Eddie, we need to go.
No, it's time to go, Claire. It's time to go. Come on, before they call the coppers.
Why are you doing this to me? To Addie.
I'm helping you right now.
You
I
are
believe
not.
you. I believe you, but let me tell you something. These people will not.
She saw it. Whatever it was, she saw it.
Now is not the time. Get a hold of yourself.
There's like 3 things that Claire would do right now, and I don't know which one she would do.
Listen to me, Claire. There's something evil here. And we're not going to do any good by rattling up the folks of the East End.
They saw something, Addie.
Well, they're not going to
She
give it
saw-
up right now. And that son of hers is going to do much worse if you don't leave them alone now. Do you understand me? Keep this close to your chest, because the more we speak of it, the more whispers there are, and maybe Porter's right. Maybe they do know that we know. Spiraling birds come out of the sky from nowhere. I think not.
She doesn't say anything. She'll just concede and seethe.
See the way, baby girl.
I'm seething. I'm seething.
Spicy.
It's spicy.
Sowing the seeds. You head out, and then he's like, "Can we get out of here now? People are starting to fucking
Yes,
look at
come
us a
on.
little bit fucking cockeyed."
I need to send her off for a doctor, and you need to see a doctor, you.
First of all,
She's got blood coming down her face from being.
Yeah.
we need a shot of gin, but then yes,
Yeah,
doctor.
yes.
Let's get back to the ENC bar.
Yeah.
We'll get everything sorted out, and you'll walk back down the alley and cut across a few more, heading back to the original bar that you were in. You'll eventually make your way back there and get in through the back door. As soon as you get in, Eddie will call out to someone and talk to them quickly, and they'll sort of run off, and he'll bring you back into the office. Not too long after, you'll see a couple of men come into the office and get rifles and move out, and then at some point they're going to bring in this man who's like kind of short, balding. He's got little round glasses. He's got those big collars that they used to wear, and his tie's kind of askew, and his nose is a little bit kind of bulbous and red, and he looks a little bit 2 sheets to the wind. He's like, "Hey, you need a doctor? That's Dr. Cochran. Please, come in. We've had a bit of an altercation." "Altercations are my specialty. I'll see to it right away. Which one of you is pregnant?" No, Dr. Cochran, not that kind of altercation. We've been shot and stabbed and punched in the face. I'm pretty well versed in those also. Come on, I'll attend to you. And the he'll start tending to all of you, and meanwhile, Eddie's got some gin out and all kind of having a couple shots. And eventually, the doctor will kind of patch you up, and he'll give you some medication to take, a couple tablets and stuff like that. You can remove one of your conditions. You can remove the wounded condition, I would say. For now, rest is the only thing that will heal the rest of it, but you feel a little bit better. He had to reset your nose, and that was pretty fucking painful, and it brought out some fresh blood, but you realize you can breathe again.
I think that, like, the moment that he resets Claire's nose, Addie just shoves a glass of gin into her face and like feeding a baby.
Oh, she kicks it back.
Yeah.
She absolutely kicks it back.
The doctor asks for gin to disinfect the wounds, and he drinks about half of it before pouring some on his gunshot, and then with a fairly, actually kind of surprisingly steady hand, he deftly removes the bullet from Eddie's shoulder. Eddie's a little bit of a, he sees all the blood coming out of him, and then the pain when he kind of passes out there for a moment, but then sort of, comes back to, and the doctor sews him up, and he stands back and goes, "Well, not my best work ever, but better than I did in the trenches. Keep it clean. I'll come and see you in a couple of days, see how it's going." All right, Doc. Tell Phil behind the bar that you drink on the house. Oh, very, very kind of you. Very kind of you. He looks at you, Addie. You're sure you're not pregnant? You're okay?
So I've just had to make a split-second decision on something. I think Addie looks back at Eddie and seeing him sort of wounded, and she's like, "Look at the plain nurse." I don't know. We'll check back in a couple of weeks after I'm done taking care of my man.
I love romance. I love romance. It's great. Young lady, put some ice on that. Someone will bring some ice. Keep some ice on it. And try to get some on it tomorrow also. It's gonna puff up, and it's gonna be terrible for a while, but you'll be back to your usual beautiful self in no time. Don't you worry about it. Just try not running into brick walls anymore. And with that, the doctor will leave, and Eddie is kind of propped up, and he's trying to light his cigarette with his one arm, and he can't really do it.
She does it for him. She immediately takes the cigarette, pops in her lip, lights it, and then deposits it back into his own.
Like a nightingale here. How much do you drink? How much do you drink, the two of you?
I think Addie takes 2 shots of gin.
I think it would be really good for Claire to drink a little more than she should right now. I think it's apt. I think if there's ever a time to get pissed, it would be now.
Yeah.
All right. So I think, Addie, you'll probably keep your head. Claire, I think you're going to be a little drunk by the time all this kind of is over. And, not drunk, but feeling no pain,
I'm getting there.
I feel like Addie kind of, part of her bloodstream is gin, so.
Eddie says, "All right. Well, I don't know about the 2 years, but I've had my fill of all this shit for today. I don't know what the two of you want to do about this. I really think you ought to consider just dropping the entire matter, but I know that there's no telling this one what to do, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that if you're hanging out with it, there's no telling you what to do either, but I'm going to ask the two of you to sleep on it tonight. What do you think? Can you do that?"
And I'm coming home with you, Eddie.
Well, of course you are, but just saying. Might be good for us to get a little sleep in, and perhaps in the morning it'll be a little clearer.
Right. Claire, I'll call you a cab.
I'll have some of the boys drop her off.
You make sure they're armed.
Yes, of course.
Oh, of course.
You two enjoy yourselves.
Everyone's armed now. Oi, Tommy. Get a couple of lads. get the handsome and drive Miss Claire here wherever she wants to go.
Make sure they don't get handsy with her.
Don't fucking get antsy with her either. I'll fucking you have to answer to me. They'll be
I'll
fine.
cut their hands off. Tell them.
They'll behave. They're good boys.
She's gonna look back
Christians,
at
a
Claire.
lot of them.
Sure.
Good Christians, a lot of them. Good Irish Christians.
In the social sense.
Yes.
And she's gonna look back at Claire and sort of stick a finger in her nose.
You send, if you hear any word of trouble, you come straight back here to me. Do you understand that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah? Or wherever you and Mr. Brown are nesting.
I imagine Eddie's got an apartment upstairs.
Not here, not in the bar, but not far from here. Yeah.
Not far. You just call and you let them know they're looking for Addie, and they'll come find me. But
Yes.
not a second later, the moment you hear any trouble, and I'll do the same.
Very well.
Oh, there. You did good up there, but little piece of advice. Don't stick your gun in someone's face unless you mean to pull a trigger. And if you're meaning to pull a trigger, you might as well just start with that. Telling someone to stop and not move is usually not going to get you any success. Just pull the trigger or don't.
She did fine.
You did fine. I'm just trying to avoid her
She
getting
did
into this
fine.
kind of trouble again.
She did
I'm
fine.
just
She
saying,
took
if
the
you're
knock
going to
well.
put it at someone's head, you're going to pull the trigger, then pull the
Listen,
fucking
she
trigger.
took a hit from Porter much better than I know most men would.
True enough.
She lets them bicker it out.
Um,
She's not getting in the domestic right now. You guys can have that.
a couple of young, fairly clean-cut boys will come and get you, Claire, and will take you to the handsome in the back, and will escort you to wherever your home is. And you, Addie, and Eddie will head to Eddie's apartments. We'll get a couple guys to stand out also tonight.
Was I not meant to meet with Philip at the
Well-
park this evening?
Well,
About that.
about that.
that.
About that, we'll deal with that in a moment.
Okay.
So you
Whoops.
get back to the house, Addie, with Eddie. He goes into the washroom and sort of washes his face and himself a little bit, and it's like, this fucking thing. Can you come and help me a bit?
She's on him instantly. She goes back into like wifely duties. Like they never separated.
He just kind of like has you help him, wash him a little bit on the top and whatnot, and kind of check the bandage on the wound. And then when you've done that, he'll pull you close and give you a kiss on the forehead, and then sit down on the chair in a corner and light a cigarette. I don't know, Addie. How about you tell me everything and start from the beginning? And Bones, you don't have to actually do that, but you could just tell me what you tell him. And
I think she tells him everything. Everything from the murders to the weird masks to everything. I think Eddie Brown is one of the very few people that Addie would ever actually like give the full truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
so he goes through about 10 cigarettes, and he's got the Irish whiskey out. And by the time you're done telling your story, I kind of picture both of you in the tiny bathroom. Like there's this little copper tub there and a little sink, and you're both sitting on the ground, you with your back against the tub and with his back against the wall, and your legs are kind of entwined, and passing the Irish whiskey between the two of you, and cigarette butts lining the floor everywhere, and he's just sitting there like bare-chested in his pants. Burn of the ordained house. A little bit, while of nobles or lords and ladies of the city in league with whether some sort of dark forces. They control everything from the government on down, if the rumor is to be believed, and hardly even the crowd knows to bend the knee to them. Rumors that when your Aberline and his Scotland Yard inspector discovered the identity of the Ripper, It was someone very close to the royal family, and the ordained house moved swiftly to squash the investigation and get some power over the crown. Those are the kinds of people you're dealing with, Addie.
Right. I knew there was somebody closer up to the top. But I don't know what sort of top I'm looking at, whether it be the top of a crown or that of a fucking pyramid. It keeps getting bigger and bigger as we go.
It's as big as it gets. These are people that even the crown fucking bends the knee to. Addie. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish with this thing. Do you really think there's anyone, me, the gangs, anyone that can protect you from these people? And your friend, Claire, love her to bits. She's great, and she did fine today, but she's going to get chewed up by all this. Did you see her?
I saw her.
Almost flipped out when she got a little bit of vomit on her shoes.
Sometimes you need something to make you hard. Not everybody's given the life experience that we have. And you ask me, who's going to protect me, Eddie? Who's going to protect these girls?
Who is going to do it?
It's not UNC, I'll tell you that. It's not the 40 Elephants. It's not Scotland Yard or Metropolitan Police.
I don't know that anybody can. Look, people like you and me, this is our life, this is our world. This is what the good Lord give us. And we gotta make the most of it. People like your friend, Claire, looks to me like she maybe has a few more options and perhaps she should be exercising them.
And what? What do I get? A tenement? With too many children to feed? No.
This thing, Carcosa. I've heard that name before.
Where?
It's a hex. Place in the city only those in league with the ordained house may go. Even the toughest of the tough avoid those places marked by yellow spirals. Also, this one I know of is in Bethlehem Hospital in Bromley. It said that those who cross any thresholds marked by the symbol of the spiral find themselves in Carcosa, a place of darkness and evil where the ordained house alone rules. Is that where you want to drag your friend? Is that where you want to go?
Not particularly, no, but I think it's somewhere I have to go.
You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to do any of it. This madness idea that you have to do any of it. What did these people ever do for you, Eddie? What did they ever do for you? Why do you owe them anything?
Maybe it's just what I think is right.
I don't think there's such a thing as right and wrong, Eddie. There's just what you need to do to survive. And I don't know if this thing you're trying to do is right or wrong, but it's definitely not something you do if you want to survive.
I think she moves across the bathroom from him, or towards him, and sort of settles in between his legs. She's real gentle about it, careful of his gunshot wound. And she sort of curls in like that.
Careful. I'm walking wounded here.
Shut up. I don't know, Eddie. All I know is that I've started on this path and I can't let it up.
It's gonna kill you, Eddie. I don't know much. I don't know much at all. I'm just some stupid mech who slings whiskey and gin and cracks a few legs here and there. But I know this much. If you pursue this, Eddie, if you cross that threshold, you're not coming back, at least not for now.
People are meant to change.
Look, I think that, and he says that there's a knock at the door.
Where's your gun?
I left it on the kitchen table. I'll go. And he starts getting up.
Don't you fucking move.
And she very quietly crawls towards the kitchen to pick up the gun.
There's a knock at the door again.
And she slinks her way towards the door. Is there like a peephole
Yeah,
or a
for sure.
window? Okay, she's gonna look out through the peephole.
See a young woman that you've never seen before, dressed moderately well, kind of like you would expect a servant in a well-to-do household to be dressed, but
She cracks the door just enough. Is it a pistol, like a revolver, or is it a long
yeah,
gun?
you would have like a Webley or something like that.
Okay. She cracks the door just enough to point the barrel out.
Right. What's your name?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Who are you?
I am the scullery maid at Coventry Manor, Lord and Lady Abernathy's house.
What's your fucking name?
Sorry.
Oh, fuck.
She just, what she'll see is just a hand jut out and just grab her by the collar and yoink her inside and shut the door really quickly and then shove her back up to against
As the door slams behind her, somewhere
Oh.
across the city, the handsome and the men bring you to your house. Do you know where your apartments would be, or is that
Close to Parliament.
some
Something.
nice place?
Yeah.
They
yeah.
pull you up, and one of them like kind of whistles and goes, "Not for nothing, but what were you doing hanging out in our joint tonight? If you live here, lady."
Don't I smell like booze?
Well, it's hard to visit our place and not come out smelling like something rotten or other. So yeah,
Mm.
it'll
I
wash
believe
up.
it's what you call a piss up, is it?
5 minutes in the ghetto, and already she's got the lingo down. One's a fast
Mm.
learner.
Hmm.
All right, lady. You gonna be okay? Do you want one of us to walk you all the way to the door?
No,
You just don't want
it's
to be.
fine. You, surprisingly, are quite the gentleman. Hmm?
Well, my mother raised me well.
Hmm.
I just
She did.
sometimes choose to pretend like I have not been raised well.
Hmm. Yes, well. Enjoy your masquerade.
Thank you very much. We'll hang around the area for a little bit. If there's anything, just yell out
Hmm.
to make sure you're all right.
Cheers.
He reaches into his jacket and pulls out a little flask. He's like, "Here, you look like you might need this tonight."
She takes it. Fuck it. Fuck it.
And name's Liam. If you ever want to return it to me when you're feeling a little bit more clear-headed.
Liam. We'll see
right.
if that name survives in the morning.
Smiles at you, and they sort of walk down at a discreet distance and let you turn. And as you start walking up towards your the pathway towards your house, you see a kid sitting there on the stoop, and he kind of like wakes up as you wake up. With, "Oh fucking Christ! Are you?"
You probably. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
No, go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
I was gonna say I can't imagine the first thing he wakes up to, because I imagine her hair is like a mess. It's no longer in the updo. Like the ringlets are like the blonde ringlets are all like fucked up. She's got like dry blood on her nose. It's like swollen from having to crack it back into place. She's looks awful.
coming from church then, are you?
What?
Nothing. Are you, and he kind of, Atchbridge? Or Atchbridge?
Who are you?
My name is Billy, and he looks around and he pulls out a crumpled piece of paper. I have a message for you.
Takes it out of his hand.
It's usually kind of an exchange where I give you this and you give me a couple pennies.
She just like tosses some pennies on him. Like, this is such a get out of my fucking face kind of day.
Oh, gee, thanks. You look like hell, by the way.
Oh yes, fuck you too.
You have in your hand a little note that's been folded over twice.
Mm-hmm. She unfolds it.
You unfold it. Sorry. You see a message that begins, Dear Claire, I've made an interesting, if dreadful, discovery in the case of Marion's brutal murder. Please come see me at your earliest convenience. I've taken up rooms at 777 Drury Lane for the time being, room 23 at the Carlisle Hotel. I'll be up late as my nerves have been shot by all this dreadful business, and so fear not rousing me from slumber. I dare say it'll be some time before I may rest easy again. Affectionately, Philip.
How close is that to here?
Not super far. It's just kind of across the bridge kind of situation. It would be maybe like a 15-minute walk, or you could grab a hansom and...
Is that a feasible can do now? Looks at the dungeon master.
Yeah, absolutely.
She'll go. She won't even clean herself up.
Do you hire a cab or do you walk it?
They said they were hanging around the cab that she just took. So she'll just take that.
Going out already?
A change of heart.
Well, the night's still young. They drive you up, and when you tell them where you want to go, it's like, you sure you want to go there?
There's something wrong with it?
Well, it's not a very proper place.
Where did you pick me up from, Liam?
Yes, but our gin mill serves gin, and maybe, if you're lucky, a little bit of nookie on the side. That place, they chase the dragon.
In proper tongue?
One of the other guys leans in. It's an opium den.
Right. Yeah. Then I can... She starts going through her purse, and she takes out a couple of crisp bills and slips them over to the front of the carriage.
Oh, no. Please.
Paying you a bit extra to make sure that I don't slip under some sort of opium spell.
But what if you want to slip under an opium spell?
I do not.
Okay. No, take the money. Let us know if you change your mind.
On what, the destination or the opium spell?
Either.
Fair dues.
They will take you there. When you get there, the Carlisle's a cheap-ass hotel. You can immediately see prostitutes hanging around, people passed out on the front lawn. As soon as you kind of walk in, you smell that sickly, cloying smell of opium, and there's a man in this. He's kind of very tall and thin. He's got this vest. He looks almost kind of too proper for his place. He comes up to the front desk and have you a reservation?
She lists the room that she was meant to be meeting Philip in. Or just name drops Philip, actually.
You sit there and you think he's probably not using his real name. Do you still not name drop it? You can.
No. Would Claire be wise enough to know that?
So here's the thing, right? Opium was legal back then, and
Okay.
It wasn't as it's not like he was out there smoking crack. But it's kind of like the equivalent in polite society would have been the equivalent to someone who's a heavy pothead. You know, it's kind of just
Ah.
like
True. And I think given Claire's specific backstory, I think discretion in hotels might be, something she's a little adjusted to. So I think she'll just say that she has a friend waiting for her.
Oh yes, room 77. Sorry, room 23. Just up the stairs there. Just step over to mess.
She dips her head and does just that.
You head upstairs?
She will find the room and then just knock at the door with no lack of exhaustion.
Come in.
And she'll slip into the room.
When you slip into the room, you see Philip. There's like a mattress on the floor and some covers that are kind of all over the place. There's a few bits of pieces of furniture, a little table and a chair, and there's like just this one like lamp that hangs from the ceiling, and Philip's lying there and you can smell that opium, and there's a pipe in an ashtray on the floor next to his bed. His hair is kind of all messed up, and he's got like a jug of something that he's slipping for. Miss Claire, I recoil with horror that you would see me like this. And he kind of tries to button up his shirt, and he's just kind of really kind of in the throes of it a little bit. So you can tell he's probably kind of coming down, but he's having kind of difficulty with motor skills, and he tries to kind of push himself up. I didn't think you would come.
And here I thought you would think I'd look dreadful this evening.
And he kind of looks up and squints at you and goes, Ma, you do look dreadful. What have you been doing with yourself?
I could ask you the same thing. She just kind of like picks up her skirt to sit beside him, kind of a lady's sit.
I'm afraid I've been chasing the dragon a little bit. I saw things in the Americas. Terrible things, dark things, and it left me badly shaken. The dragon's the only way I can still the images in my head and the sounds. I can snatch a modicum of Circe's.
I see.
Dreadfully sorry.
Now I cannot compete with whatever horrors you saw in the Americas, but after that dreadful business with John Temple, I took quite the strong liking to a gin and tonic. And if I could tell you anything now, and granted, she smells like gin.
I don't have any tonic, but I have gin.
It does very little for fixing the humors.
I would counsel against using the pipe. Once you start down that road, it's very difficult to stop. And I wouldn't wish this upon you. Whatever has done this terrible thing to you this night, Claire, I'm certain that you're resilient enough to overcome it without falling prey to the traps of the smoke. So he reaches over and pushes it away from you, the whole kit.
And yet you summoned me to your den.
Well, I kind of lost hope that you were coming. I sent that messenger a while back. I assume you were, and you looks at your face, otherwise occupied.
A way to put it, yes.
Did you know, there, that I fell in love with you that day? On the cam at the garden party. Or at least I was convinced I was.
Is that you or the dragon speaking?
Dragon loosens lips and sinks slips. Loosens ships and sinks lips. You were that dreadful bored John Temple. You were like an angel. Your Golden curls and piercing eyes, so intelligent, so full of life. I knew you too well when last he was never worthy of you.
In the eyes of our betters, I was not worthy of him, the man of his status, the son of a prime minister. Don't know what I was thinking.
And what a prime minister he was, nearly bankrupted this fucking country.
His son would have been no better.
You, as they say, bullet to the dodge.
Yes.
Yes. The other way. What happened to you, Claire? What happened to you? You look. Sorry. What happened to you tonight?
She really thinks about it for a second, because one, this guy's inebriated completely. Two, he is already tied to this more than he probably should be already. Have you ever felt mad? Truly, utterly mad?
Especially of late, yes, but I know the feeling.
I was always a God-fearing woman. It was customary to go to church. I've read the Bible back to front, Lord knows how many times. But I never thought that I would witness devilry. To witness the devil himself. And yet we all know he's there. Once it's tangible, you're mad. I saw the devil. And the devil saw me, and I don't know what to do, Philip. What am I doing? The highs are bloody guys.
I don't know that. I've ever believed in such a thing as the devil. That just seemed like the kind of story you make up to scare people into donating and tithing, but I've seen things in the eyes of men that have made me think that if the devil does exist, he lives inside of us. Not some fire-engulfed basement somewhere, but inside of people. And when people are driven to certain points, they let him out, and he does things. The Americas changed me. They showed me things that I never thought I'd see, and while I ran away like a coward, I couldn't face it. It was just too terrible, and then I came back here to find that the same things were going on here, and now you stand before me, this wounded angel that I never ceased thinking about, and you tell me of the devil, and I have to wonder if one such as you sees the devil, what's in store for the rest of us.
Philip, I do not say this lightly. This may be foolish of me, but you need to leave London. Immediately.
I don't know that I can. I asked you to come because I need your help, Claire. I believe they have killed my father, and and now mean to kill me. The ordained house. My father was the second in the order, only the Yellow King sits higher than my father did. This is what I wanted to show you. I found this in Marion's mouth, and he pulls out a crumpled little piece of paper, very similar to the ones that were found in his father and Lady Rosencrantz's mouths. And he hands it over to you, and when you look at it, it's got that symbol of the ordained house on it, and it says, quote, "The mask of self-deception was no longer a mask for me. It was part of me."
I don't know what to do. Did you know? You couldn't have.
I remember reading these words. A book in my father's study that I stumbled upon when I was looking for money once, a long time ago, but about a king in yellow in a place called Carcosa. I didn't know what it meant back then. I thought it was just more of that gobbledygook that he and the others got up into. It never made any sense to me, but when I came back, I realized that there was a lot more going on, and what with the Jack the Ripper stuff and everything, I knew there was something going on. I knew they were involved somehow. Something was happening, and I think that somehow maybe my father angered them, and this is retribution now.
Where is it? Carcosa.
There's a place, Bethlehem Hospital. When they found Jack the Ripper, he was hiding there. The ordained house intervened, and he disappeared in transit with the jails. The house made sure he was forgotten. Whoever he was, they covered it up for someone. I must go there. I feel that place calling me in my dreams.
Do not. You are not going there, Philip.
I didn't not sleep anymore for fear of hearing it. I don't think I can end this in any way other than by going there.
They will kill you, Philip.
They will kill me. If I don't, they will find me in a place like this when I am out of my mind, and they will slit my throat, and they will throw my body in the Thames, and
Will you not?
I'm sorry.
You saw what they did to your servant girl. What they did to your father. To his mistress. You do not want to go like that, Philip. Do not.
Claire, don't.
Do not force me to imagine you like this.
You don't understand, Claire. I'm afraid they'll do this to you. You have come into the house. They have seen you. You have seen them. They know who you are now. They will clean this mess entirely, and at this point I am deathly afraid that this is what will happen to you. And I cannot bear that.
We're going to stop this. We are going to stop this.
And we do that in Carcosa. That is where everything leads to. That is the central point. That is where the King in Yellow is, and that is where we find him, and that is where we do to him before he does to us.
Then you will not go alone.
I don't have many friends, Claire. There's a reason why I went to the Americas. Things here got... I told you I was out drinking in a park with some friends the other night. I wasn't. I was in some whorehouse. I don't have friends there. I have women that I pay by the hour to let me lay my head on their shoulder and cry. Sometimes sleep a little if I can manage it. My family is cursed and my name is cursed and I have no.
You have me.
Will you come face this thing with me?
We must. Or else it will face us.
I would rather go there and meet it head on than wait for it to crawl into my bed at night when I'm sleeping.
Then that is what we will do.
He wraps an arm around your shoulders and he just pulls you into him. In the morning, when it is light, and we have stopped bleeding and floating away on the smoke track. But let's not stay here. I'm ashamed that you saw me here at all. Let's go somewhere clean.
She will help him get up. Probably, like, if he's got, like, a jacket strewn around on the floor somewhere, like,
floor,
yeah, she's gonna help him try and clean up a little bit. She's not sober, but she's definitely sobering up. Like, I feel like it's been long enough since her last swig of gin that she's able to help steady him more than she needs help steadying. And she will try to discreetly usher him out.
You will manage to do so, and as you're doing so, back across the city, you pull Sari into the apartment with you, and her eyes go wide with fear. I'm sorry.
Right, you've already said that.
Yes, Miss Addie?
Yeah.
Miss Leiningham told me that what happened to Marion. You told me about you and Miss Claire. My grandmother lives here in the old Nick in the neighborhood, and she'd heard of you. I've come to tell you what I know.
Slowly, Addie sort of lowers the gun and sort of tucks it into her waistband. She lets up on the grip she has on the girl, and I'm assuming there is a settee or a table and chairs. So she'll set the girl down and
Don't.
Eddie screams from the other room. Who is it?
Don't move.
and she's going to run back to the bathroom.
You find Eddie sitting on the corner of the tub trying to load a shotgun with one hand. Who is it?
A maid from the house. I was a scullery maid.
Oh fuck, they know where we live?
Well,
Oh fuck me sideways with a fucking cross. Jesus fucking Christ.
They know where you live. I moved out months ago again. But
Right, we'll revisit that, but we can't stay here then if they know where we live.
you live. But Put it down. It's just the scullery maid. She's...
That's how they get you. The
Cohort.
scullery maids, they're the worst.
There,
Fucking creeping around the house at night. Fucking stab you in your
Scullery
sleep.
maids is how I've made most of my fortune, by thieving through those rich people's houses.
Exactly.
That's fair enough, but we don't have much to steal, do we? So... Unless you still have your wedding ring.
What did... Maybe I do.
We'll discuss that later.
What does she
Put
want?
the fucking gun down. Our cohort was murdered viciously. She's one of the girls in the photos.
Oh.
So, what you're going to do is you're going to go back into that bedroom. You're going to lay down and get comfortable and stay there while I deal with this.
He's probably going to cry a lot, so I think it's best if you handle it.
Honestly, it probably might be better if you deal with her crying, but she can't look at you like this.
I can't look at me like this. All right. If I'll go, but if there's anything, you yell.
Leave me the shotgun, I'll be fine.
I'll put it right here. He puts it next to the door.
I'll make you a cup of tea. Go sit.
That'd be
Go
lovely,
get
love.
comfortable. I know.
I think there's some
Right.
scones in the little bag under the counter.
You're pushing your luck. To bed with you.
He hobbles out into the corridor and that's sorry and turns around and heads up the stairs. Sorry's like,
Don't mind him. Just the missus.
or did I interrupt anything?
Yes, but it's fine. And she sort of like putzes around the hearth. I'm assuming it's a pitiful hearth.
She sees you and immediately she's up and she's found the kettle and she's cleaning it out and she's starting to make some tea and she's got a little fire going and she's like warming up the scones.
You're not fucking working here. Go sit down, girl.
Oh, that's all right. I got it. I don't mind.
You're not
see.
making my man a cup of tea. Now go sit down, girl. And she says it a little bit more forcefully.
He puts everything down and goes down.
All right, that's good. You sit and wait for that tea. And and Addie sort of putzes around and sort of gets things going. And she glances back at Sorry and
She's like
Right.
with her hands like this between her legs and she's just kind of staring at the ground.
fucking relax, girl. You're safe here. But my question to you is, does anybody else know where I live?
No, well, the entire neighborhood, I think.
Other than those in the East End, I'm talking about those in the West End.
No, Miss Lanningham and them don't know nothing. It was really just my grandmother when I told her about the story that she told me that she thought you lived in the neighborhood, that you were well known, that you were with the 40 elephants, and that you were known to have killed a man before.
Fucking hell. Who's your granny?
Mrs. Cartwright from up on Essex Street.
Yeah, I don't know who Mrs. Cartwright is. Okay, well, that makes sense. She can't fucking keep her fucking jaw shut for nothing. Jesus H. Christ. Right. So, no one else from the West End knows where I'm
I
staying.
don't think so, no, ma'am.
Okay. Did you see it? What happened, darling?
No, I was never at the house at all, ma'am.
It's probably for a good thing then. Right.
I don't like to stay there when Mrs. Abernathy is out. Mr. Summers was after me, you see, said he wanted to take my pictures and stuffs.
And you said no every time.
Yeah, Marion had told me a little bit about what went on with them, and I knew it wasn't for me, but he had this box that took people's pictures. He said Philip had brought it back with him from the Americas.
Philip has given him that camera.
I believe so, yes.
Interesting. How often did he take photos of ladies?
I wouldn't know, ma'am.
Best not then, I suppose. Do you know of a girl named Mary Jane Kelly, by chance, who'd come to have her photo taken?
No. I
So
never, I honestly, I've never been aware of other women, ladies coming to the house to get their photos taken.
So they'd never come. I see. They go off of the estate to have their photos taken, I'm assuming then.
What photos are we talking about now?
photos that you probably should thank your lucky stars that were never taken of you, because I think you might have been.
Marion told me that he liked to take pictures of her hiking up her skirts and showing her ankles. I'd
Amongst
have
others.
nothing to do with that.
Right, because you're a good Christian girl, aren't you?
That's right. The Lord
Everybody
in our house.
else in this fucking city. Seems like I'm the only one who's not, I suppose. But do you know about that night that your master left with his mistress?
No, I know nothing at all. I was not there at all. I left earlier that day to come visit my grandmother, and I didn't come back until the next day.
And
I
you'd
don't
heard
know
what
anything.
happened. So what sent you looking for me?
My mistress? She's outside.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
She said she would like to speak with you.
Well, she can't fucking come in here. You just told me that nobody else knew where I was.
I didn't think that applied to her. She knows where everyone is.
No, that applies to her, Hen. Oh, Jesus H. Right.
I'm sorry, did I do something wrong?
No, you didn't do anything wrong. Here's how you can help me out. Here, you fetch that tea and you bring it back to the missus in the back there.
All right, I can do that.
All right, and look for some scones or
I found
biscuit or
him already.
something.
I was warming them. Is there butter?
No, there's no fucking butter.
Okay.
Right, you take care of that man back there, and don't you get your eyes locked on him for too long. He is, in fact, mine.
I was told he was your husband, man.
Ex-husband, but that's a different conversation for another
Oh, once
time.
married in front of the eyes of God, married forever.
Not according to the courts of London, but again, never another conversation. Right, you do well by him. Something bad happens to him, and I'll fucking cut your head off. Do you understand me?
Oh, yes, no, absolutely. No worries, ma'am. No worries.
And that's no metaphor. I'll do it.
I trust you, ma'am. I believe it.
Right. Addie kind of gives her one more look and then heads down the stairs.
You step out into the street and look around, and the first thing your eyes alight upon are this carriage.
Fucking bloody hell. She lights a cigarette and shoves her hands into her pockets, and she's thumbing her knife as she sort of steps forward.
The driver is sitting in the chair, and then the driver's seat, he's got his little bowler hat. You can't see his face, it's all in shadow. He kind of tips his hat to you. The door opens as you approach, the door marked RM.
I'm not getting in.
Why not, dear? It's so much more comfortable in here. And you see Rowan Mars lean out of the carriage and look at you. Much more comfortable in here and much more discreet. I assume discretion is something that you enjoy, yeah?
Typically, yeah, but I also appreciate keeping my my life.
Oh,
So
dear, dear. No danger to you here at all. In fact, I've come to give you something, and she just very briefly flashes a little bit of money.
right, and that's your scullery maid up the stairs of my apartment.
Well, she's not my scullery maid. She's Lady Abernathy's scullery maid, but she does work for me, as do many others across the city. Scullery maids are wonderful little informants. They are barely looked at and noticed, and yet they see and hear everything.
Oh, I know well what a scullery maid is to you lot.
I know you used to be a scullery maid. Worked for Lord Appleton, didn't you?
Well, I posed as a scullery maid and then I robbed him blind.
You did? If I remember correctly, to the tune of £25, 37 pence.
Well, you put it that way, you make it sound like an awful lot of money.
I also know what you did with it, but that's another story. Would you like to step in and make a little bit more?
I'd really like to know what you think I'm doing with my money, but alright. She sort of grumbles and gets in, and she's still clenching that knife in her pocket.
So glad we get to meet again.
Oh, I see.
You're doing stellar work.
Yeah, so
Yes, I've watched you from afar, but I admire and support the work you've been doing. It's wonderful that you and your friend are finally finding an opportunity to prove to the men of Scotland Yard and the London police that a woman is just as capable, if not more so, to do the job that they're doing.
what's your fucking point?
I thought you might like some reassurances that the crimes you're investigating are not worth looking into. The guilty, the real guilty, are being punished for once. Isn't it nice that the lords and ladies of this land, those with their boots across the throats of your friends and family, that they are finally eating their comeuppance?
How's that?
Well, by my reckoning, Lord Abernathy and Lady Rosencrantz are the victims you are investigating, whose demise you're investigating. The city has seldom seen two twisted, dark individuals like they, using their power and their money to cover up the most heinous crimes. I would like you to let things lie where they are, Miss Cook. I'm certain you would find it well worth your while, and besides, for once, the right people are paying the price. And she leans over and she hands you £100 note. I could use someone like you in my service. There's a lot more where that came from. There's a revolution beginning here, Miss Cook. Where would you stand in that revolution?
Not in London. I'll tell you that much.
Well, a few more gifts like this and you could settle yourself anywhere you want. You could go to Paris. You could go to New York.
It's not really what I'm looking for. Rowan Mars.
What are you looking for then, Addie Cook?
The truth.
He leans forward again, taps you on the knee. That is a very slippery thing, and more often than not a matter of opinion. But all that should matter to you now, Addie, is that the people who have for so long done the poor people of this city wrong, who have hurt women, who have allowed them to work in conditions that are unsafe, that have allowed their bodies to burn in the factories they work in, their jaws to dissolve from the sulfur in the matches, and profited from it, those are the people who are paying the price now. When she leans forward, Addie, you see around her neck a medallion that looks like this.
What the fuck?
That's a really interesting piece of jewelry you got there.
Oh, this? Would you like it? It's worth almost as much as the amount of money I gave you already. Reaches around her neck, undoes it, hands it to you.
She'll take it and sort of toss it around and look at it.
It's just real curious.
How so?
Addie has seen that symbol before.
Has she?
I think.
You've not seen it before in this game.
I have not. Okay.
It's just a curious looking symbol.
People like to hide behind symbols. The members of the Ordained House certainly do. I'm sure you've seen it, a ram's head or a spiral or deer's head.
Yeah, I've seen some symbols.
Well, that's what we're doing right now, Eddie. Me and the women who work for me, we're tearing those symbols down. We're tearing those men down. We're tearing down the women who support them and who abet them. We're tearing
And
the whole thing down.
And putting up your own symbols, aren't you?
I let people do what they want. I simply give them the means to fight the fight they want to fight. You should meet with Miss Prosper. She's organizing Women's Union. Wonderful work. The women who work in these match factories. Did you know that Lord Abernathy's match factory burned down and 13 women died?
I'm fucking well aware of those who died. See, that's the thing that you rich folk forget. Is I know a lot of these women. I know all the women that got ripped. They were my friends. They were my family.
Then you should let the ones who did this to them pay.
That's the funny thing about crime, isn't it? You do a crime, right? Something bad. And then you do another crime to cover up that crime. And then you do a crime to cover up the crime that you used to cover up the first crime with, and it just becomes this whole spiral of crime, of evil. Some might say I'm evil. I've done some bad things. I've hurt some men. I've hurt some women. Do you see the point I'm making there, Rowan Mars? Is at some point that spiral's gotta stop.
And this is your opportunity to do so. And get off the wagon and walk the path you want to walk. You let this thing lie so that I don't have to do something to you. And I will give you as much money as you need, and you and your men can leave the city behind and go wherever you want. And settle yourselves wherever you want. Leave the rest of us here to continue the fight for you and rest. You've done enough.
What kind of things do you think you can do to me?
Good night, Miss Cook. Think on everything we've said.
Good night, Rowan Mars. And she'll step out of the cabbie and head back up into her apartment with Eddie.
When you come up, Sari is coming out of the apartment. She goes, I took him some tea and some scones. He's waiting for you.
Listen to me here, girl. And she's gonna shove the money into Sari's hand. You leave this place. You go very, very far away. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
That woman that you're riding around with, you're running errands for, that's the fucking Antichrist.
Yes, absolutely, Miss Cook. She takes the money and kind of runs down the stairs and opens the door and turns and looks and goes, I'm sorry. Closes the door.
Addie runs in,
Where do you go?
straight back to the bedroom.
You walk into the bedroom. Eddie's there sleeping. On the nightstand next to him is your knife. It is stabbed into the wood of the nightstand, pinning a piece of paper down. And on the piece of paper, when you look at it, it says, I can do anything I want, Miss Cook. Signed RM.
Addie wakes up Eddie.
He looks over. Did I miss anything?
She's like wide-eyed and like bewildered, like she's convinced he's dead.
You alright? Oh, you bought me scones and tea. How wonderful. He turns over and he grabs it. And... You're
She
not having
just-
any?
She sits on the edge of the bed, and I think her hand sort of falls to his ankle, and she's just sort of doting on him quietly for a moment. She looks like she's seen a ghost.
Meanwhile, across the city. Where do you go when you leave the hotel?
Probably just back to her house. I can't imagine going to any hotels or anything would necessarily be wise. I think she'd want to make sure that nobody really sees them together. She's already went through one scandal in her life. She doesn't need a second one.
And no problem. It's late enough at this point. It's like 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
You manage to get in. He's looking pretty worse for wear, and he's sweating a lot, and he's shaky, and he says, "It'll pass. I just need some water and some rest. It'll pass in a few hours."
Sit, come on. And she's like hauling him over to like the nice little, she's probably got a nice little armchair next to a bookshelf, like her little reading corner. She sits him down and she goes and gets him some water from the kitchen.
When you come back, he's on the couch, passed out, looking frail and weak. Just a devastated man, really.
She'll set the water like beside him for like whenever he wakes up, so he doesn't have to go searching for it. And there's not really anything else she could do. The wise thing would be to clean herself up from what happened in the day, but I think she's so hopeless and exhausted that she just kind of slumps onto the ground right next to the couch. Her back is probably hitting the couch at this point, and she just weeps.
And as all that stress and that pain and that fear leaves your body through your tears and the sobs that wreck your body, you eventually find a moment where you kind of slow it down and take some breaths and calm yourself down. When you look up and you see painted on the wall of your living room a symbol in yellow of antlers with a spiral and the words "Welcome to Carcosa" printed beneath it. And on that note, my friend,